Welcome to zAdviser. You're looking at the zAdviser main menu. From here, I can easily get detailed product usage information, giving me unprecedented levels of insight into how my development staff is using the development tools available to them. I can also focus on the key performance indicators that allow me to measure the quality, velocity, and efficiency of my organization, teams, and individuals, giving me data I need to enable continuous improvement in a DevOps environment. I'll start by selecting the Compuware Development Productivity Dashboard and take a look at the development KPIs that help drive Compuware business. Are you accurately measuring the time your organization, teams, and individuals spend developing code? Do you know how long it takes the completed code to get through the QA testing phase? And are you aware of how long code that is completed and tested waits before it actually gets deployed into production? This is a major part of your development pipeline, and if you aren't sure about any of these questions, then let zAdviser give you the answers and more. Let's take a look at Compuware's development measurements and understand the insights that zAdviser gives us. Before we begin, notice that I have several filters I can use to help me look at my development numbers by team, application, package, component, or component type. These filters allow Compuware to look at its development organization and portfolio from many angles and provide valuable insights into helping us continuously improve. The first number we look at is the development time. This is the average amount of time from when development begins work on a component until they complete that work and turn it over to QA testing. We notice here that Compuware is showing an average of 13 days, but this doesn't tell the whole story. Average are affected by outliers, so having several outlying components taking long periods of time can skew the average. That's why we provide the percentiles. Percentiles are far less affected by outliers. Notice here that 25% or less of the development is completed in a day. 50% of the development takes 1 day or less, and 75% of the development takes 6 days or less. This is much more in line with our 2-week sprint cycle. Also note that we provide the number of promotions, so you can see how many units of development are making up the average in percentiles for a given period of time. Now, I mentioned that outliers play a role in the averages, and we can't ignore these. We need to understand why we have these outliers and strive to reduce or eliminate them. Looking at the trend visualization, we can see the spikes, and this is where we need to focus to understand what happened and then determine the steps we need to take in order to improve. So, how do we focus on the data that can help us improve? Well, zAdviser has the answer for that as well. By scrolling down to the bottom of the dashboard, zAdviser presents you with all the development promotions that make up these numbers and allow us to sort by any fields and interrogate the data. Here's the promotion data right at our fingertips. By sorting on the diff field, I can sort to the top all the promotions that took the most time. By looking at the first one, I can determine that the component named TCT8203 took 573 days before it was moved from the PTFS level to the prod level in our SCM tool. And if I wanted to, I could sort it by component name and see how long this component spent in the other levels before it got here. That's how I use the data to continuously improve. Let's now jump back to our main menu and select another dashboard that can help us see the modules that are contributing to our technical debt and might be good candidates for refactoring. Here I'll select the Refactoring Candidates dashboard. Here we can easily see the modules that are being checked out most often and are experiencing the highest number of regressions throughout the SCM levels. These are typically our most costly programs. Scrolling down, we break out the modules so we can more clearly see which modules are being checked out most often, which modules are regressing the most often in our SCM, and finally, which modules are experiencing fallbacks to previous releases, the most costly of the problems we can encounter. Again, this is another example of how we use zAdviser to understand our programs and continuously improve. The final dashboard we'll look at helps us understand our test cases and helps us to shorten both the development time number and the QA testing time number. I'll select the Topaz for Total Test dashboard from the usage area of our main menu. Here, we can see in the last 90 days, Compuware has executed 1,225 test scenarios with 784 passing and 441 failing. These test scenarios include both developer-executed tests and automated tests that are part of our nightly testing. One of our goals is to continue to produce more and more tests and to see the ratio of pass test to fails test getting better and better over time. Again, zAdviser is providing easy-to-digest measurements that help our development team increase its productivity over time. Scrolling down, we can now see the breakdown of unit tests versus functional tests, as well as the daily trend for these tests. Below this, we see the breakout of unit tests executed, passed, and failed, as well as the number of programs unit tested in this time frame. Similar measurements can be seen for the functional testing if we scroll down. The further we scroll down into our dashboards, the more insights that are available on which users and programs are being tested. That's how we measure, and that's how we improve. By regularly measuring, we can continuously improve. zAdviser puts this measurement at your fingertips at no additional cost to our maintenance paying customers.